What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Surly Brewing Company, and they're out of both Minneapolis and Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, and this is their Logic Bomb. So they're calling this one a juicy pale ale that comes in at 5.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review, and this can is approximately 7 weeks old. So Surly, we typically don't get distro from them here in the Buffalo, New York area, but back in, I think it was late 2019, we got a small drop of their stuff, and I reviewed their Furious IPA and their Todd the Axeman IPA, and I really enjoyed both of those beers. Todd the Axeman's a great beer, in my opinion. And then recently, we just got another small drop, but it was, I think, like a variety pack, and it was the two aforementioned beers, along with this and another beer. I forget the other beer. But I saw this one, I was like, a pale ale from Surly. I'll give it a try. So again, they're calling this one a juicy pale ale, and on the side, it just says juicy hop burst. And the hops on their website they are using for this one is Warrior, Centennial, Citra, Talus and Sabro. And I don't know the IBUs, although it did say moderate on the website, so probably 35 to 40, I would imagine. And yeah, I hope this is just a really good, juicy pale ale, as they call it. So I've really enjoyed Surly stuff. I've had, a handful of beers from them over the years. Like I said, we don't get distro from them really here in the area. So whenever some of their stuff shows up, I usually grab something just because I like their beer. So we'll throw it over here. I think Darkness is still one. The other beer that showed up was Barrel Aged Darkness, and I'm hoping to grab that at some point in the near future and give that a go. So that looks like an old school pale ale, right? It has a decent clarity to it, but there is some fine particulate, so it has like that kind of hazy pale ale look to it. But it's I can see my hand through it, but it's not like it's unfiltered, we'll say. Has a finger of a soap sudsy, bright white colored head, decent carbonation. This has, I think, the etching at the bottom to kind of promote the carbonation. It looks like an old school juicy pale. Let's get a nose. Lots of citrus. Juicy citrus, sure. We could say tangerine and orange. Grapefruit juice. Maybe a little bit of like a peach or apricot as well. So with Talus a lot, I get cherry, which is one of the only hops that I actually get like a sweeter cherry from. And then Sabro gives me coconut. Not getting either in here. They are the last two hops listed, so I'll probably use the least amount of those. A little bit of like a bready, biscuity kind of malt character to it. There's also a slight, like, I want to say pine resin, but it has like a piney floral kind of hop tone. It smells pretty damn good. It smells like an old school pale ale with a little bit of new school influence, like a little bit of juicy components to it, but like not over the top. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, substantially dry, but it is quite juicy. Like it has, to me, and this is what I always forget when I drink a pale ale. Most of the time when you drink pale ales, at least for me, I get that underlying malt character. And in this one, it has like a slightly crackery, kind of grainy malt bill, and I like that. I like that taste to know it's a lower ABV beer and kind of let you know, hey, this is a pale ale and not an IPA. Body's like medium body, 5.5%, it's fine. Mouthfeel, it's crisp, it has a moderate carbonation, it's very smooth on the palate. Good lacing so far. The taste, the nose really carries over. Lots of citrus fruit. It's juicy from the citrus, juicy orange and tangerine. There's grapefruit. Passes through, has a little bit of like a ripened peach and apricot. And then halfway to two-thirds of the way through the palate, the beer starts to kind of dry out and turns into this like floral, grassy dryness on the back of the palate. This is full-on dry with a mild bitterness. It's not super bitter or anything, but if you want a super crushable beer that's dry enough to balance out the sweetness at the front of the palate, this is definitely one that I think you would enjoy. I'm digging it. It's really damn solid for a pale ale, and I like that it's not over the top. It's a very drinkable, this would be a sessionable beer, especially if you want something with some kind of hop flavor. Like this would do the trick for a lot of folks out there. Is it mind-blowing? It is not. Would I buy this again? Yeah, like, put it this way. If I could drink beer normally like I do, like I used to be able to, where, I could session on something like this, or even like buy that mix pack and, have Furious IPA, and now they call it, I think it's the Axeman IPA. It's no longer Todd the Axeman. If I could have those two in this in the fridge, and just if I want a hop fix, I would grab these out of the fridge and just drink them. Yeah, I would buy that variety pack for sure. Would I rebuy this one specifically? Maybe not, but it's not a bad beer. It's actually pretty damn good. And is it a juicy pale ale? Yes, to some degree, but don't go into this one thinking like it's over the top juicy. This isn't like a New England style juice bomb, but it has, the beauty about this is you can tell it's a pale ale and you can tell it's a beer. So that has it going on. And yeah, Logic Bomb from Surly. No issues whatsoever. Giving this one right here a 4 out of 5. I think that's a fair and appropriate score for this beer. It's just, yeah, it's a good juicy pale ale as they call it. You can't really taste the 5.5 either. It's super easy to drink. And like I said, each sip on the back of the palate, a lot of times I get up front, I'll get that, crackery, biscuity, grainy type of thing, and I do, but I also get it on the finish. It's like the last thing that I taste, which is cool. Price and availability, I don't know what the variety pack was because all the beers were broken up when I bought this one. I paid $2.50 for that can. You'd have to imagine that variety pack is probably like 20 bucks for 12. I think you get 4 different beers, 3 of each. So if it was like $20 to $22, even $20 to $24, you're talking less than $2 a can. Pretty good price, especially for some quality beers. Like I said, I paid $2.50 for that can. I'm okay with it, good price. And availability, I have no idea with Surly. I just know that we get occasional distro here, apparently every 3.5 years. And I know they get into other states. I'm pretty sure like in Ohio and Pennsylvania and so on and so forth. So if you see Surly in your neck of the woods, you're not in Minnesota, let me know. I would be curious to see how far their distro makes it. And if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. For what it is, it's pretty damn good. And I'm going to drink the rest of that and have no issues with it. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.